have to give an opening, so.
Let's talk about that second half. That was maybe the most impressive half of football this defense has played.
You know what? It was. I think we did. We really settled in. Just making sure. Not that we made a ton of adjustments, but guys responded. I think that's what we challenged them at halftime. That's the kind of game it was going to be. All year, our big thing has been not give up big plays. And 2 things we did in the first half is, I don't know what the run was, but my guess was 60, 70 yards, and then the pass was probably 70 yards again. And besides those 2 plays, I'm not sure that we didn't play as one of our better games.
4 turnovers in a Michigan game. You played in these before. How big are those?
Wow. I wasn't sure how many we had there either, too. But that's the name of the game. They can move the ball, they can do some things, they can create some big plays. The only great equalizer is turnovers.
Can you compare the feeling after last year's Michigan game to the feeling after
No. Really, after we had senior tackle the other day, I came home Thanksgiving Day, and my wife and I were talking there that night. I said, you know what? I don't even think I remember last year's senior tackle. Whether it's, just everything that went on, whether it was just such a blur, whether it was, I don't know. So it's hard. There's no feelings like that one. But the most important is to be great fan.
And then to really carry the team down the stretch.
The great thing about this entire season is I'm not sure that we've had a greater team season. Not one side is stellar at every time, or not one special team. It was truly one of the years. I haven't been doing this a whole long time, but I can't remember one that was a greater team season. Somebody else every time, some other guy. Whether it was an Indiana game. So and I'm not just saying that, because that's the time right now. But this team is unbelievable. It's just how they, feed off each other.
Obviously, with the bowl picture, it's tough to tell. But where do you think this team fits in the national landscape?
That's again, I'm not gonna I'll let Coach handle that one. He said that that would be his thing. What I can honestly say is these guys, I don't know, they find a way to win, this team, and they refuse to lose. And I think that's been a bit of the training. And you don't have a chance to be any good if you don't have some great senior leadership. And I know it sounds like cliche, but it's true. And these seniors, whether they were the stars of the team or not, did an unbelievable job at really battling the lead and handling every situation.
Look, it looked like the major halftime adjustment was tackle Denard Robinson.
We went in at halftime. We took our shoulder pads off and we started working on form tackling. So it was a great coaching change, a great coaching effort. Every one of the coaches got in there.
Talk about that though, because like I was saying to Zach, I figured his picture was on the wall all week, and then.
Well, the tough thing is you didn't know exactly what capacity he was going to be there. Was he a quarterback? Is he not a quarterback? Can he throw it? Can he not throw it? Last week was the first time you saw him in a game, so it caused us to have a lot of late nights, and not just you're trying to anticipate as to what exactly you'll get and what can he do and what can he do, and so they brought back a lot of things that maybe they did early in the year, even last year, into their game. So they had 2 packages.
Did you see players who, as you look back now, were inspired in part by John Simon not being able to play? Can you talk about what that means in a game like this?
I mentioned to Coach that yesterday should we address the defense and maybe say something about it, and he was no. He's probably the greatest. He said we don't know for sure, and this guy's going to battle it. And if he has an opportunity, he's going to be out there. And maybe that was something that we were waiting just for game time. But whether they stepped up or not, there's no one in that locker room who doesn't have the utmost respect for John Simon. You guys do that. And whether that's a little boost, if you needed a boost, if that made you reach a little bit deeper, I know any one of us coaches, any one of those players would do anything because they know that he'd do it for them.
I know you're not into talking about yourself, but I got to ask this. Middle of the year, y'all were under some duress as a defense staff, players, whatever. Your head coach said today he thinks y'all can play with anybody in the country because he thinks y'all can play defense. with anybody in the country. What does that mean to you?
I mean, again, I don't know that we listened to it. You know, when Coach challenged us, when he challenged the entire defense, I think that's the thing that we knew. I mean, we weren't satisfied. That's been our motto the whole time. We're never satisfied. You know, but we made some, not that we made big changes, but we made some changes, and you know, we got back to the basics and the fundamentals, and you know, we grew as a staff too. I mean, Coach Withers and I, and Coach Vrabel and Coach Combs, you know, we had some growing to do, and I think that it really helped us. Whether you know, tough times bring out the best in real competitors, and you say that about players, and you say that about coaches. And I think we did a great job at rallying and coming together, and you know, hashing through some things, and you know, being successful in the end. Because it's not about where you start, it's where you finish.
Something about the second half. I know you joked about what adjustments you made, but what adjustments did you guys make? You guys just seemed you were forcing turnovers, maybe a little bit. Were you more aggressive? What do you chalk the second half performance up to for your defense?
No, I mean, we were a little more aggressive, but you know what? I mean, we didn't panic, you know, and we didn't give up big plays in the second half, and that's the key. You know, I mean, really, if you think about it, the first half, I mean, we give up a long run and we give up a long pass. Other than that, you know, I know after the turnover they scored on us, and really we had a third down. I'm not making, you know, we had a third down that we got a roughing the passer, and I don't ever complain, but you know, and Nathan is sitting over there anyways, and he's probably got more roughing the passer than anybody in the country. But for the first time, I don't think it was. So you know, so we couldn't panic, we couldn't change up exactly everything we were doing just because of the fact that they had two big plays. So you know, we just went back to the basics and made sure guys knew what they were going to get.